Hello, Sat Sri Akal and G.A. Arnold to Subrung TV. We'll call him a speaker or call him a coach. However, some like to call him the Stress Buster. World-renowned Deepak Manchanda from Toronto has learnt from personal experience how to alleviate stress and live a balanced lifestyle. In this exclusive interview, he tells us how.
Thank you very much, Michael, for having me on your show.
No problem. You're coming in from Toronto, Canada. So I guess it's what's around coming on to 5 p.m. over there at the moment. So we're excuse me, it's 20 to 7 Saturday morning here. So it's interesting with the time zones, but hey, we
Yes.
make it happen on Skype, don't we?
Yes.
All right. So I understand we've got a fair bit to talk about you because you've got a lot that you can share with us. So tell us a bit about your personal side, and then we'll jump over into knowing a bit more about your business side of things.
Michael, I'm a proud Indo-Canadian living in Canada for the last almost 15 years with my wife and my daughter. I'm a computer engineer and worked for 21 years in the corporation. Now I am working as coach and trainer and helping those people who are struggling through their career in business.
Hmm.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay. And what was your motivation to get into this then?
Um, I come from a teacher's family. My grandmother was a teacher in 1940s. My mother retired as a principal of a higher secondary school.
Hmm.
Three of my aunts were teachers. So I was always surrounded by the teachers. I wanted to become a teacher from the day one. And it is merely a chance that 21 years when I worked in the corporation, 70% of my time, I was just investing in the training as well as mentoring. And for me, it was a very easy move from that role to this role. The
Okay.
only thing is now I'm a coach and a speaker rather than a trainer and a mentor as before. So it was always there, like for the last, I could say for the last 24, 25 years since I'm working as a teacher only, which is making me very close to a coach for the role of a coach or a trainer.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about coaching for a moment. So I understand you have a bit of background with business and the teaching, the mentoring, and then the coaching comes part of all that. So I've had a lot to do with a lot of coaches over the time. Is there a specific area of coaching that you focus in?
Yes, stress management. And I'm positive that you will agree with me that many of us, we experience this stress. It has become an integral part of our growth, and one just need to manage. And I was not able to manage at one point of a time in my life. I was growing rapidly. Kashmir, northern part of India, very cold like
Okay.
Canada.
Yeah.
And then I moved to capital Delhi and then Mumbai and then from there to Doha, Qatar in Middle East where I stayed for 4.5 years. And then I came to Canada in year 2002 January. And as any other professional, I was also trying to fit in and grow with my own sphere, within my own sphere. And I did definitely get the success, but I was very stressed. And at one point of a time, I stopped breathing in the plane while flying from Moncton to Toronto in year 2009,
Oh no.
which was a big alarm for myself that probably I'm not balancing my life. Maybe I'm not taking some of the aspects in my life. And when doctor diagnosed me in the emergency that I'm going through stress,
Uh-huh.
that was the first time I realized that there is something. The stress component is also in our life
Yeah.
which probably has been ignored. And when I started learning about it, I realized that not only me, but most of the people from 35 years, most of the entrepreneurs and professionals are getting stressed,
Yeah.
having a lot of, the medical problems in their life. Many people have aches in their body at the age of 25, 30 only. People are suffering through the diabetes at a very young age. And most of it comes from the stress which we are generating at our work level. I
Yeah.
will just give that most of the stress is coming from the work environment in which we all are working. There are pros and cons, but people who have not understood that we are living in a world where stress is a byproduct of our growth, our day to day life. And in case if we are not tuned, we are not educated, and we do not have a disciplined lifestyle,
Yeah.
I think so. What I have been through, other people will also go through. And my only fight is that nobody should die at the age of 36, 36 or 37. I was almost there,
Yeah.
and like me, there are many other people who have just one or two children, two children maximum.
Yeah.
We are having nuclear family, and in case if one of the member is not there, it is going to affect others also.
Yeah.
So it's a
Absolutely.
serious issue at this point of a time where every entrepreneur and professional has to understand that we have to deal with this thing. It's the biggest monster which could give us the best. Because in case if we could deal with the stress, for sure we are going to have a level of success which we have never enjoyed and experienced before.
That's right.
But unless and until we are geared up for that, unless and until we are ready for it will never come to us. We will never be able to experience all in our one life, and we will remain stressed. And you may have seen that people, even at the age of 55 or 60, are restarting their career.
Yeah.
That's what's happening in present time.
Yeah.
So I'm just coaching the people who are going through stress while they are achieving or they are trying to find their success, happiness, and peace. There are certain things, there are certain intelligence, there are certain secrets which were existing way before.
Yeah.
But we have never been the studies, the kind of studies what we do, the kind of environment in which we are groomed, even in the office, we are never taught about those things. And when I'm positive, when people will understand it, they will also look for it. And I have searched for 7 years, very long time, when I went through this research and found that how we could balance our life while being in this global village or progressive, the work environment.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's, like you said, we're not prepared for it. We just go apply for a job. We just look for promotions. We take on more stress, and I think it's just a cycle of life that everyone is involved in. Um, you're just dealing with what you have, and you just take on more and more and more. But with everything you take on, obviously, yeah, it does bring on more stress. But you know, because you're so wound up in doing your job or your task, living your life, the stress gets pushed under, and then I think subconsciously it gets built up, and then it's get to a point, like you said, you had the problem on the plane, and then it's time to realize, well, what's going wrong.
Yeah.
So with the present challenges, you would say then stress is the big one.
Stress sure is the big one as far as I'm concerned. People call me a stress buster, so I am living up to that name. That what I am bringing onto the table for sure is the easiest way to go through that transition of being successful.
Okay.
Like we all want to be successful, we all want to be happy and peaceful. But
Yeah.
while people are going through that transition, there is an emotional incubation time. There is time frame when we are not successful or when we are not happy, but we are waiting for that thing to happen.
Yeah.
And until that happens, you need to survive on the board which you have created. You are the king on your own chessboard. And in case if you die before you reach to the other side, the game is over. So it is up to you now to just take the right decision with the mindfulness that what exactly is right for us, what how we should progress, how much we should progress, when is the time to balance and stop for a little while and then grow again.
Yeah.
Because success is not just one time that you achieve it and then you are successful throughout.
That's
It's just
right.
temporary,
Yeah.
subjective, personal. What is success today may not have a meaning tomorrow. Same person probably have a different meaning to its success, happiness, or peace.
Absolutely. So tell us, what is mindfulness?
Mindfulness in a very simple word where you condition your mind to be available to its full potential to take care of one problem.
Hmm.
Mostly, if you see, when we wake up, our mind start getting occupied with the small to big level of problems. It could be, these household chores to how we are going to get the transportation to the office. And once we are in the office, then we start dealing with those issues. And every issue is like a raindrop on the leaf,
Yeah.
which is taking its place. And unless and until you know it, when to shell it out, when to shell the impression of those things, what is not required, this leaf will not be available. And same is with your mind. If your mind is not fully available to take care of one problem
Yeah.
and is wandering on three or four, for sure you are going to be anxious or depressed.
Hmm.
And case, if you cannot eat while you are running, how could you take a right decision when you are anxious or depressed?
Yeah.
Whether it is a family decision or a professional decision, and especially when you're in a business environment, your decision has to be time sensitive, your decision has to be precise enough so that the outcome comes to what exactly you're looking for in your life.
Yeah.
So for sure, this is essential.
Absolutely, yeah. So then what are the benefits?
Benefits is once your mind is available, you could have better balance in life.
Mm-hmm.
You could be more creative. You could de-stress yourself by not taking those things into your daily routine, or then you could be emotionally intelligent. You could have more energy in case if you are mindful, for sure, because it's a technique whereby you are gaining even the energy. So
Right.
you'll be having more energy. You will find yourself fulfilling. And the most important thing is you will learn how to appreciate yourself for who you are rather than comparing yourself with anything and everything around,
Yeah.
and forgetting that what actually is the meaning and purpose of your own life.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful that you're not only keeping your mind available, but you're keeping yourself fully available for anything which comes to in your life as a challenge.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense. So what is your philosophy or method to achieve this?
You see, when we talk about mind, we talk about focus.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. Mind is related to a word which is focus. Philosophy is that in case if you be focus only on one thing and consciously focus. Um, Thinking is one of the aspect where you could be focused on one thing. But challenge with thinking is that when you go into deep thinking, it's a it's a non-voluntary action. You do not have a control. Sometimes you stop breathing. And when
Yeah.
you stop breathing, your heart and brain does not get enough oxygen. And you may get a stroke or a heart attack in case if you are into deep thinking.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I'm saying it's mindfulness is a little different than thinking, where you are conditioning your mind,
Mm-hmm.
where you are getting focused, but in a conditioned way. And the conditioning is through your breath. That
Okay.
consciously you are breathing all the time when you are thinking about one subject. That's what is the mindfulness.
Yeah.
In reality, if you see mindfulness different from thinking, that in thinking you are not breathing, and during the mindfulness approach, when you are mindful on one subject, you are actually thinking. And
Right.
once you think, you have enough oxygen, your heart works very well, your mind all the time requires a lot of oxygen that gets, and you start getting the choices.
Mm.
uh, with the practice, you get the choices at the end, the choice which has a better outcome, which will give you less, and you could compare with the other choices which were available to you before you put your mindfulness into it.
Okay.
So once you have a disciplined choice, for sure you will have a better outcome, better conscious decision, and better life.
Yep. It all goes hand in hand, doesn't it?
Yes.
So, apart from coaching, you're also a transformational speaker. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
um, I'll tell you, coaching gives you immense pleasure in terms of seeing the result right there, whereas speaking gives you a broader platform where you could reach to a larger audience with your information or knowledge what you are trying to share.
Mm-hmm.
And when you speak, you basically have more people to tell you where you are putting your efforts in the right way, where they are able to take the information and can use it in their own life,
Yep.
which is probably instantaneously.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have the instant thing, it also helps your coaching also.
Yep.
So speaking could be more fulfilling in terms of taking your message to a larger audience, whereas coaching gives you pleasure in terms of implementing that and seeing the results right then.
Yep.
So as a person, I remain happy when I have the speaking assignment, but it gives me fulfillment when I have the coaching assignment.
Yep. Yeah, they go sort of you do it's a one-on-one or it's a one-to-many type.
Coaching is usually in person because I believe that our problems are very, very unique, though they come under, those 15, 20 categories only. Somebody's has a problem with the family, with the work,
Yeah.
somebody is bitten by somebody's death or sickness.
Yeah.
The problems remain same. The only thing is that how well you are equipped, how well you are trained, how well your upbringing has given you that kind of a strength to take care,
Uh-huh.
and then accordingly you give the solution. Many a times when I meet people in the West, they're not even aware about certain things which people from East may be aware. Same way, people in the West are aware about certain things which Eastern philosophy does not cover.
Right.
So, being a person who has come from the East and is living in West for the last so many years now, I have blended those two things which were missing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically helping and making inquisitive also both the parties, that they have certain thing which was not in their horizon now. And in case if they have, probably they will be able to balance their life in a better way.
Yep. So apart from the coaching and the speaking, you're also an author.
Yes, I write short stories, and I have written the script of a few videos which are already uploaded on the YouTube. These are
Okay.
3 videos, and one of my video has been viewed by more than 1 million people in the
Wow.
just last 4 years, which is a great appreciation. And
Yeah.
I would like to say thank you to all those in case if they are watching your show today,
Yep.
that has given me that confidence and keep going every day,
Mm-hmm.
because as a new entrepreneur, even I have been through my own challenges, but those appreciation, those words, those things which come from my writing, even on the Facebook, when I write on social media, I just get quick responses, and that keeps me intact in terms of my own approach towards the life and how I could benefit others through my own gift.
Yep. So obviously, inspiring and mentoring others. I mean, you probably do become, obviously, mentoring. You are a mentor. Who are your mentors?
um To tell you honestly, I am surrounded by a lot of people. It will not be good just giving one or two names.
Uh huh.
Being a member of Toastmasters, being a member of Canadian Association of Professional Speakers, on Bristol Who's Who, I am surrounded by the speakers, authors, and coaches only. And everybody has contributed since last 4 years. There has been times when you just send a question to this group, and you will get too many choices onto this where you could choose even intelligent choices.
Yep.
So for sure that has been helping. As if you ask me personally whose work I like philosophers work more than the speakers work.
Yep.
I follow a lot of philosophy from 2000 years back, whether it was Socratic or Aristotle or Plato.
Uh huh.
I'm very, very fascinated and inclined towards what has been given to us during the Renaissance time.
Okay.
And that has affected me a lot in terms of my own work. When I do, I just see others' creation, how it was being created. I'm also fascinated by the science invention in the last, in 1900s,
Mm-hmm.
which changed the world in which we are living today. And I think our generation, this present generation, which I belong to, also have something to offer, which is very unique. Whereas our consciousness has brought to us to that level whereby we are not only asking the basic question, but we are also asking beyond that. I consider that present entrepreneur and professional is at a level of awareness or
Mm-hmm.
consciousness which the same professional was not aware 30 years back.
Yeah.
So we have been through a lot of change ourselves, which is very natural. And in this phenomena, we have grown up as a human beings also. And today, our responsibility is bigger along with our gifts, because it is not just personal, but it is like a responsibility to people like me
Yep.
who are contributing to give it to the others so that they could make their life better. So this is probably a change which we are bringing, which professionals and entrepreneurs like me and you are trying to bring,
Mm-hmm.
giving people a glimpse that success, happiness, and peace is our right, and available to each and every one of us without being putting us into any class or any country.
Yep.
The only thing is we just have to tap in. We live in the infinite possibilities whereby we could choose the reality in which we would like to live, and that will make everyone's life successful, happy, and peaceful. And
Yeah.
for sure, we all are contributing.
No, exactly right. Okay, so we've spoken about coaching, transformational speaking. You've got, you've spoken a little bit about your, interest in philosophy and everything like that. the speaking associations that you're working with. So obviously, with all this, you definitely have a wealth of knowledge. What is a simple self-coaching tip that you can give our viewers today?
I will say finding self is the beginning of everything.
Mhm.
So anybody who's listening to me, you have something beyond what you are known even at this level of understanding of yourself. And in case if you try to, block yourself from everything around and keep yourself to yourself for a little while, you will start finding actually who you are. And my simple tip is that you will not be able to find your problems until you are seeing. You have to change the perspective how you are seeing towards your problem, and then you will have definitely have the solution. So just change the mindset, just change the perception of seeing the same thing,
Yep.
and enjoy the life.
Okay, so those of you who are viewing, hope you caught that, and take it in stride. All right, so we're sort of coming towards the end of the program, but do you have any other plans for the future that you'd like to share with us?
As I will, this is not only the target for me, but anybody who's coaching or mentoring, unless and until we have the online tools available, our success will also be restricted. And when I say success, it may not be quantifying in terms of the financial, but in terms of reaching even to the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Unless and until your gift is not being reached to the audience, it will stay only to you, and that will not resolve the purpose. So I will definitely coming more online. I actually did not put that much emphasis onto the online so far,
Yeah.
because we were preparing our product and seeing like how people are reacting to it. And in the near future, that is our target, that we should have more online presence. We should have more online coaching and session whereby people all over the world could take the benefit and understand the concept of going beyond known or going into the higher consciousness through this mindfulness meditation and being just with yourself for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we will do.
Okay, now understand. You just said that you'll be more online, but I understand you're probably more offline recently because you're taking holidays. How are your holidays? Where did you go?
Beautiful. I was in India and Italy.
Uh-huh.
Both were complete different destination, but the as I told you, I'm very inclined towards the history,
Yeah.
and both the places, India as well as Italy,
Mm-hmm.
had history, and I was very very happy to see the transformation in Italy from Colosseum to the Vatican City,
Yeah.
that the two cities are existing in the same city. But
Yeah.
when the local people decide that this is an old consciousness, is not working for ourselves, and there is something beyond it now, and they took the same stuff which they probably used to make the Colosseums and other things, and made the Vatican City, which shows like human beings are very very intelligent, and when the time comes they can take the decisions by transforming not only themselves but the physical reality also in which they were living. So
That's
that
right.
was an amazing experience being there.
Yeah, I was in I was in Italy a few years ago. We went all the way down the southern part, Sorrento and Pompeii.
Yes.
Did you get down to Pompeii at all?
No, I was just going into the north. I covered most of the area which was in north,
Yeah.
but maybe next time for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Pompeii, that's where the volcano erupted, and it's you know like you say with the Vatican and Colosseum, it's just another part where it's just restored back to you know years and years ago.
Exactly.
So it's good because it gives people like us somewhere to go and see.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, so we've got two random questions, totally off topic to what we've already
Please.
discussed today. The first one is, what is your favorite style of music?
Um, Music plays very, very important role. And when I was growing, it was 1980s, and probably the musicians before, like Elvis Presley and Beatles, were being replaced during that time by plenty of performers during that time, and we had a pop culture. which even today, that music you could even today listen in all skating arenas when you go, whether
Mm.
it was Lionel Richie or Steve Wonder, or but that is my favorite, and I'm sure that I have one CD even today. Whenever I want to enjoy the music, I have that CD and enjoy that music to its full. For sure, 1980s pop will be my best.
All right, so we have our second question is considering Earth, the world, us as humans, what we have, what would you consider as the most important aspect of life?
Rather than one, I'll say that I have four important things which I called as four pillars of life. And in case even if one pillar you take it, the tent is going to come down.
Okay.
So the very first pillar for keeping ourselves successful, happy, and peaceful, or important for us, is being righteous, at least to ourselves, what we are doing,
Hmm.
and that really works very very well and on a long term. Second is in case if we know how to enjoy the relations which are being given to us, like relation of a brother, relation of a father, relation. In case somehow, if we could understand that and enjoy that, that is the second pillar which would keep you very, very happy, which has kept me very, very happy.
Uh-huh.
Third one is in case if you could control your decision under the influence of anger, ego, greed, pride, you remain very, very happy, and it is one of the essential pillars. And the last one is the fourth one, not forgetting at any point of a time the what is the actual purpose and meaning of our life, why we are here, and we all must agree and understand the universal truth that we are here for a short time. We all have a piece of consciousness. We create consciousness, and our ultimate goal is to contribute in the total collective consciousness before we say goodbye.
Yeah.
And how well we could do that, and how well we could remember it with our contribution, that's, I believe, the most important part of life.
Great. Yeah. Thanks for that answer. Very well. I guess it all kind of forms part of your coaching side of things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, before we finish off, is there anything else you'd like to tell our viewers?
In case if somebody is going through a challenge in their life, this is an opportunity. You could just contact me, reach to me, and if I could be any help with my own capacity, information, knowledge, for sure I'll be blessed, honored to do that. Um, for sure, I will be available. You could reach me.
Okay. So we'll put your contact details at the
Sure.
bottom. So anyone that does want to get in touch with Deepak, the details are down the bottom. You've heard the amount of wisdom he has that he can help, you know, provide you.
For sure. You could reach me through my email or even can have the counseling sessions on Skype in case if you're not in Canada.
Okay. All right, Deepak. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on. Thanks for your time and thanks for the information you've provided us. And hopefully we can all work together and reduce stress around the world.
Yes, we need to remove this stress. It's a big monster right now in our life, and for sure we would. Thank you very much for having me.
Yep. It's been a pleasure. Have a great day.
You too.